And we are back at the SuperGeekCRC Mansion House or Campus House. Um, as you can see, it's not transferred ownership yet to Super Geeks, but just so we have to be careful. I don't have the keys. I can't go inside. I can only give an exterior property tour. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to explain AI and what AI is and how to safely integrate AI into society in every level, whether it's corporate level, whether it's personal level, daily use, and how to use that safely. And how do you do that? Just kind of looking. I don't know where the camera is on this phone. I think it's. Oh well. Like I said, there's the whole phone thing and camera thing and holding it up. I'm not a big fan. Um, I got to get some sort of auto selfie stick or something. I don't know. There's got to be a better way because my arm is. I've only been holding this for a minute and 29 seconds, and it's already getting tired. So here's the. This is the Super Geek Mobile. Look at that. That's a 2011. You're probably thinking, why do I drive? I had a brand new car. I had a brand new Jeep. It got hit by lightning. I wouldn't believe that. It got hit by lightning. Took 8 months to get written off. Eventually did. And what did I do? I didn't go buy a new one. Let's buy something that's cooler than new and cheap. This car, look at this. It's a Volvo 2000, 2011. It's Canadian spec, which after 2011, they only came in Canadian specs in Canada. T5 turbo 5-cylinder. Look at this thing. It is glorious. And you know what? I actually wanted, because traffic's becoming a real problem in my hometown, London. There's just an influx of the population is exploding. But then there's traffic that comes with that explosion in population. And the roads, it's going to take several years to, increase the transportation systems, the engineering grid systems of the road systems, and transform it so they can accommodate that influx of, I'm estimating 30,000, new cars on the road every day. That can cause traffic jams, and it does. And that can be very frustrating. So you do not want to have I like manual transmissions in the right environment, not in London. London, you need an automatic transmission because you're just going to burn out clutches because you're going to be sitting in traffic. It's like a big parking lot. So this car, look at this. It's automatic, glorious. It's got racing seats, performance seats, steering wheel, horsepower. And this is just kind of, let me get down. This is a glorious car. Great in the snow, air conditioning, ice cold, ultimate stereo. And it even has old technology, USB, so I don't need Apple CarPlay. I just put all my music on a flash drive and boom, it's instantly right through the stereo. That is AI. That's an AI programmable logic controller built into this car that it doesn't even have to have an operating system. I just turn it on and the music's there. It's so glorious. And it integrates right on the screen through PLC technology, which is programmable logic controllers, which is a little different than standard coding. It's like more like a program which runs in an operating system. PLCs is more like a firmware coding that just it's hardware driven and coded to. It doesn't need an operating system, so it just runs. So a lot of aircraft and cars They use PLC, programmable logic controller technology, because it's fail-safe. You don't have to worry about an operating system crashing because there is no operating system. It's just logic. And actually, how is the light camera? Hopefully I'm not on camera, or if I am, hopefully the police don't arrest me. Now we're just gonna go do a little, this is a fabulous estate property. Look at this, this is just a glorious mansion. Needs a little work, but it is glorious. And imagine the fun that's gonna happen. This is like a little tobogganing hill right here. You got woods and everything on a Super Geek. There's gonna be 100 of these campuses right across Canada. Every community based on the same algorithm that's built into the business plan and the structure of every Super Geek. So every SuperGeekCRC campus location will be the vision of Geek Masters from right across Canada. And guess who has those Geek Masters? And he already has them. So that's the beauty of this person. This person has everything I need. I don't know. I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people in London. I know myself. Let me get a little. See if I can. Yeah, I'm not liking this hand thing. My arm is getting sore. I do have my emergency backpack. This emergency backpack does contain everything I need to survive. So, I mean, just say a log fell on me or something in these woods. I can survive. I can get help. Even my battery died. I got rechargeable systems. I got manual crank systems. I got solar panel, battery packs. I got weapon systems to defend myself if a bear tries to attack me. And we are in Canada, so bears will periodically show up. And they have been spotted. And we're in London, which is in southern Ontario. And I have seen bears. They've been spotted here. So I was at work one day. I'm not kidding you. You can look this up. This was probably 20 years ago. And I was at work for the City of London, cutting grass out on, I remember the road, it was Riverside Drive, and hopefully my phone keeps on filming. That's what I like, I do have a number I can see. We're at 8 minutes and 4 seconds. But back to the bear story. So I'm cutting grass at Sanatorium Road and Riverside, and it is beside the river, and there's forests and there's woods. We're the forest city, so there's a lot of trees and forests in the particular area. Oh, look at that, look at this. Look at the size of this property. This is like look at the size of this grass. Imagine this, a skating rink we could have here, and we could build a biodome over it so you can skate year round. All for free. This is spectacular. Everything here is gonna remain. There's nothing gonna be developed on any Super Geek property other than sustainable biodomes and some other housing and basic housing. And you might have other housing inside some of the biodome structures. But it is, it's going to remain intact. And now there's, on average, they're going to be the blueprint. I don't know if I want to go into these woods or not. It does look kind of, just going to kind of look. I don't see a pathway, and I don't want to get any poison ivy on me. So let's just, I'm just gonna I can't, and this is what I hate about phones. They gotta have a screen on the back, because how am I supposed to see where I'm pointing? I can't see. And if I did it through the other lens, how do I film myself? And I can't. Well, I can from this screen film myself, and I can see that fine. But I can't film forward, and I can't switch between the views while I'm filming, so I'm stuck. Whereas there should be a little camera on the back, so when I turn it, I can actually, it would be glorious if I could. I'm actually going to film this way. I don't know, I'm just going to kind of point it and talk. Point and talk, and then I'll look at the camera to verify. Now, let's do a panoramic. That was my AI panoramic motion. Now, I don't even know where the microphone, I don't even have a microphone. There's one built into the phone, but you can get wireless ones. I really should, because for all I know, I mean, maybe there's no audio coming through. I'm not sure. So let's skip back. What was I talking about? Oh, the bear. So I'm cutting grass in a Kubota. This is a Kubota front mount grass cutting machine. I do drive Zambonis for the City of London. I drive tractors, trucks, snow plows. And the reason I do that, I'm a computer person. The reason I do that is because I knew when I first started at the city that I wanted to drive Zamboni and snow plows and trucks and tractors and front end loaders, and I can drive all that. Do anything you want in the City of London. There's so many jobs. But it's interesting, and then that leaves my private time to run my company I started up 25 years ago, PC Geeks on Site, where I do AI. I did AI before AI was even cool. And I would do simulators, flying, racing simulators. I used to actually race online. I don't know. Let me track this way. I want to check the property beside this. Now, this property here, all this cornfield, is actually the open field area where some of these biodomes, and there's going to be an underground structure area that's going to terraform and tunnel, and it'll actually have housing for, I could foresee 2 levels down over about a 40-acre area. I do foresee there being emergency housing capacity in the 5,000 human range, and another 1,000 or more non-human life forms, like could be animals, could be insects, could be anything, kind of like Noah's Ark underground, just in case. So let's just keep an eye out. Ooh, there's a little rock formation. Oh, there's mosquitoes coming in, and I'm allergic actually to off, so I can't even use any bug spray. I could probably use Skin So Soft, but if I were to put any off on my skin, it'll look like it'll rise up like poison ivy, and it'll probably kill me if I got too much of it. So we'll kind of stay away from that. Let's get back to the bear. I do like to move on tangents. Let's see if we can come back. Oh, there we are. Okay. And I do have I'm gonna open up my satchel and show all my emergency equipment that you want to take with you, because you never know what's gonna happen. You might need to start a fire. You might need to seek shelter. You might need to avoid a raging inferno. There's all kinds of little things you can bring with you, and it'll save your life. Especially like first aid kits. And they're all light and mobile, like this little satchel I have. Look at that. Small, tiny little thing. It's got everything I need to survive. I can even put rations in it. Oh, I think I just walked through a spider web. Hopefully it was not a brown recluse spider web. Oh, I do have, see, we have a downed tree. So I'm going to have to move one row into the corn. Oh, this is going to be difficult. Hopefully I do not get cut by these corn. I'm going to use my emergency satchel to push the dangerous corn leaf. And if you've ever, I grew up around cornfields, and if you run through these and hit them in a certain way, they will slice you like a little fine paper cut. Let's get out. Oh, there, okay. I made it by the tree. Now this is all part of the property, and I will be having. This will all remain. There will be actually some pond areas. There'll be play areas. There'll be forward areas for kids to experience nature. How I grew up, where it's fun. You're not inside all the time. There's nothing wrong. I love computers. I am a computer master. I can play games forever, but you have to have the balance between technology and nature. Oh, I'm getting eaten alive here. Okay, let's try to breathe less. I think it's what it is. It's a carbon dioxide exchange coming out of my airway. And I'm breathing in oxygen. CO2 is coming out, and the trees that actually feeds the trees and the corn. They eat. That's their food. Their food is CO2. So that's how you combat carbon. You just plant more plants, and you build the plants into the biodomes. And what do? They eat the carbon, and they make oxygen to live for humans. And wow, I just swallowed a bug. Oh, okay. Okay, now see, I'm just doing oh, we got another tree down. That's a hanger. That's a dangerous tree right there. Oh, I'm getting eaten alive. Well, let's try to make a dash. Yeah, I'm gonna go back. There is a hanger tree, and the reason I'm not gonna go by that one, you can see how it's coming down. It's hanging. That tree back there, see it hanging down. That's called a hanger. I'm gonna actually get the City of London in here to take that down, because if some kids were to be playing under that and they touch it or they're climbing it and it dislodges itself from the main stump or the tree, the main portion where it's hanging from, that branch there, that'll be a couple thousand pounds. A lot of people don't realize, trees weigh thousands of pounds, and that'll kill you. So you never want to go near any branches that you see like that. So I like to ramble on. I want to cover the topics of Dan Martell. I've been analyzing him. I have run algorithms through my brain. Now, a lot of people don't realize the average brain function in comparison on the teraflop scale. Teraflops is a scale that gauges the combination of all your computing power, whether it is including your random access memory, your CPU, your video card, and a computer has all that, but so do humans. We have the same thing. That's what people don't realize. And the performance level on the teraflop scale, coming back up to the tree, one I already went by. On the teraflop scale, which you don't really have to know what that means. It's just an overall gauge of the processing power. I'm gonna go to the speeds again. Okay, here we go. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm going to have to initiate. Okay. I have to initiate one of my lightsabers. This is going to get us through this little corn. Oh, this is tough. So what I do is I hold it like this, and the lightsaber pushes away the corn stalks, and then I try to duck and avoid them so I don't get cut. Oh, success. Okay. Yeah. It's a pretty neat device, eh? And you can have fun. These are good little defensive weapons because, you know what, animals, if there's a bear or a bobcat or a cougar, they'd be scared of this thing. It makes a little noise. You can hear it. And they don't know what it is. They don't know that it's not a real lightsaber. They may think that, hey, this is going to chop them right in 2 or 3 pieces, which I would never do. But if you need to protect yourself or your family, you need all these. They're very inexpensive little tools. Flashlights, battery packs, solar panel battery packs. They're cheap, and you can throw them in a little knapsack with some food rations, and away you go. That's what you need. And it just, like I said, my satchel is just a little one. I will, let's put I might need the lightsaber. Let's go to blue. I do like blue. I don't know if you can see that. It's still kind of light out. Oh, I'm being attacked by mosquitoes again. I have to refrain from, they go after the carbon dioxide. I don't know why they like carbon dioxide. But that's what the mosquitoes go after. So I just rambled on, and I did start a bear story. So let's go back to the bear story. I'm cutting grass for the city of London. It's like 15 years ago. And I did not realize there was a bear on the loose. And that's a big black bear. Thing was probably, I didn't see it, but I heard it was like, it was a good 500, 600, 700 pounds. And I think that could hurt you. So I'm cutting grass and, still filming? Yes, I am. 23 minutes and 11 seconds. Okay, I'm gonna go around the other side of the property. I wanna show a broader view. If you can see because the cornfield is kind of blocking. Can't really see it's 46 acres, but you can't get a feel of the terrain unless I get to a higher ground. And there on the other side of that little tree bluff here, this is spectacular. Imagine living here, growing up here, and people are going to live here. They're going to work here. They're going to develop technology. There's so many good things that are going to happen here. But it's going to be so much. It's going to be so much fun for everyone. Schools, kids coming here to learn. Oh, I'm getting attacked again. Learn AI. Oh, I better use my lightsaber. I know what I'll do. I'll hold it out here, and maybe that'll attract all the mosquitoes away from me. It's working, actually. Here we go. Oh, someone coming up my ear. So back to the bear story. I'm cutting grass. This is going to be the longest bear story you've ever heard, and it's true. I cannot make this up. As a matter of fact, you could look it up online, and they'll verify this bear story. So I'm cutting grass at Sanatorium Road. Sanatorium. There was actually a sanatorium right behind here, right behind where the bear was. Oh, I hear vehicles. Okay, here we go. Now you can see the property? It goes all the way across. See that tower in the distance? And those telephone poles? There's a road there. This is all Super Geek CRC future land. And I think that deal is going to close in the next week, I'm predicting. Or initiation of closing. So back to the bear. I'm cutting grass, Riverside and Sanatorium, and I'm cutting on the shoulder, and there's this gully and hill, and I got to go back around, and there's woods. There's woods right there. And while I'm cutting grass, I hear a noise right behind me. And I was like startled. I thought it was maybe a big raccoon. And I had earmuffs on. So you can hear how this is why I think it was a bear. I could hear some crunching. And I thought, wow, what is this? Either there's a person or something big. So I shut my machine off, and I'm looking through the woods behind me. It's kind of woods just like this, or kind of like back there. And you're not going to believe it. 3 tactical response cops with sniper rifles come out right behind me. And I'm looking at them like, why are they? So now I'm thinking they must be chasing a bad person. Maybe there's an escaped convict. Who knows? Now I'm getting worried. Three cops, London's finest tactical response team. And they are right behind me, and I shut my machine off, and one of them, they come running up to me, and they're kind of make a formation around me, and the one says, "You better move." And I go, "Why?" And I'm thinking there's a burglar or, a bank robber or someone in the woods or chasing. And they turn around and they say, "There's a bear." And they're tracking this bear. This 700. Oh, look at that. Hear that? This is a cool lightsaber. I got 2 of them. I can actually put the other one together. Maybe I will. So I can actually show. There's the edge of the property. This is Old Victoria. This is the entrance road. And now we're going to make our way to the entrance, and I'll finish my bear story. So then the cops are like, "You better get out of here. There's a bear right here." Like, the bear was, I guess, that's probably what I heard originally. It was right behind me, like probably 10, 20 feet from me. And I had no idea. So I'm cutting grass. The bear could have mauled me to death, and no one would have known because it was kind of down in a gully off the road. They probably would never have found me, or, well, maybe they would have eventually. But that's what happened. And I believe they ended up having to shoot the bear. I'm not sure. Don't quote me. I mean, it's sad because I think they were either getting a tranquilizer. Here's actually the property sign. I cannot believe this property is still for sale. Look at that. Isn't that spectacular? This property, I initiated looking at this property a year ago. It's still here. That means it was meant to be, because otherwise it wouldn't be here. But it really doesn't matter. I could build a Super Geek campus anywhere. You just have to have the vision and find the properties of the proper size. And you know what? If there's structures on it, if you need to build another house or the other Geek Master estate, it can all be done. It's all based on your vision. And it's not going to look like mine. Like, everyone's is going to be different. There's going to be 100 of these right across Canada, and including 20 of them on native reserves, and all run by natives. Nothing to do with me. There's going to be geek natives. We're going to recruit them. Dan Martell has the ability to do that. And I got other connections with the native communities right across Canada. And this is going to revolutionize everything in Canada. It's going to be so glorious for the people of Canada and the people of the world, because the blueprint can go anywhere. It doesn't have to be just Canada. It can be anywhere. Actually, I think that's probably a better view like that. But I gotta hold my hand up in the air like that. I don't, like Dave and Damon from Daily Driven Exotics. I'm watching them for years. They do this all the time. They're holding a camera that weighs like 5 pounds. And they're holding it for half an hour, 40 minutes at a time. I mean, that must be why Damon has such big arms, because he's holding these big cameras in the air or something. I don't know why Dave doesn't have his big arms, but he should, but he doesn't. So let's just walk over here. Let's check out. Okay. I can turn off my lightsaber. Oh, hold it down. Lightsaber off. There's my Eye of Horus. Everyone thinks it's the Eye of Ra. It's not, because I'm not sure what the difference is, but this has organite inside it. I'm not sure if that's why, but it is kind of neat. So back to, we talked about the bear. Let's talk about Dan. And I want to talk about synchronicities and how I've never met Dan. Never. I've communicated with him. And he does this all for free, which is what's really amazing. He gives away all this advice for free. I mean, you can go buy his books, and there's a lot of good stuff in his Buy Back Your Time. Phenomenal book. As a matter of fact, I only had to read 3 pages. I'm a speed reader, so I read maybe 100 pages in about 30 seconds. But that's all I needed, and I knew that he was the man. And I'm going to tell you why. This is my own analysis. I'm a coder, old school Fortran coder. And what happens is, when you code computers, and it's called source code, and they call God is also source. So source code is it coming from God? Is it coming from another dimension? How does it imprint yourself in your subconscious? So what happens is, when you do so much coding, that naturally imprints itself into your subconscious, and you don't even realize this. So that when you think, like Dan Martell, he is an extremely talented coder. That's where he began. After he picked up I think it was Java programming, but it's all very similar. Like any of the programming languages, they are computational algorithms, and essentially that is a form, like all coding is, and even PLCs and any computer source code or mechanical equipment that will operate by itself. It's all forms of AI. It's just whether or not it's has operating systems, whether it's autonomous. Autonomous means that the source code or the hardware can run by itself. And that the term is autonomous. I used to do autonomous programming for some aimbots back in the Quake 1 days. I used to be a Quake 1 aimbot coder and programmer with it was a group out of Stanford University, and they coded these guys are brainiac computer science guys out of Stanford, and they coded a bot to use in the first kind of multiplayer first-person shooter game. This would be in 1996. So I was into this. I'm a computer coder. And back then you actually had to run it as a proxy. So it's a client-side proxy. So it's kind of complicated to explain, but you have to know how to be a programmer essentially to use these bots. So you can't just, you know, you can't just start it up and you're shooting everyone automatically. You have, let me just make sure I'm still filming. Yes, I am. 35 minutes. Wow. I can't believe time flies like this and my arm is still getting sore. So I did the, let's go back to the, see if we can look inside. So I went and I would get this source code. Now they had it was called it was Stanford University where it came out of. And there was numerous other people that took their bots and modified them or tried coding their own. So there's about 10 different variants of these types of bots. But theirs was called the Stanford Stooge bot. And it had different modes. It had Larry, Moe, and Curly mode. And they all did different things. Some were fully autonomous, some were semi-autonomous where you could turn them on and off, but you had to program that in, and they were very complicated, and I liked them, but they were almost too complicated. Most people didn't know how to run them. I did, and so I'd play around with them all. But they were all technically AI. And the thing is, the ones that are fully autonomous, meaning that you when you program it and you're using it in the virtual battlefield, and I'd walk into a room with a rocket launcher, and there'd be 7 guys running around fighting each other, and I would hit all 7 guys in 7 shots in about 2.5 seconds. That's how good these were, and I would not miss. But it was obvious. Anyone that I would be shooting, they would see this person running around and it's like just shooting out of the back of its head. And it's the bot that's automatically doing this. Look at that view over there, right to the cornfields. That's part of the property, all the way back there. Now this is gonna be the campus house. So back to the AI, there's all different levels of AI. Now to do it safely, and this is the way I've designed I used algorithms to design the setup and the function and the positions and the roles of everyone involved with SuperGeek in a perfect layer of 51 to 49 for the human side versus the AI side. And then inside the 51 side, there's 51 pods. Each pod has 5 humans. So the 51 side, which is the majority side, has 255 humans. The AI side has 49 AI pods, which are corporations, and they're technically AI. Like a corporation is a little variant, they're all variants of AI. It's just how they're non-human. Basically anything that's non-human and non-animal or non-life form and performs some sort of a computational role is AI. And that's what everyone's saying, AI. No one really knows what AI is, but AI, all it means is it's a type of coding or non-human, non-life form computations or entities, which is like a corporation. So anyways, on the 49 AI corporations that fund each campus, there are assigned by the corporation 5 humans in each pod. So they get 49 pods, 51 human pods. But the 49 AI pods have 5 humans from that corporation that operate that pod. So that's 245 more humans. So you have 255 humans layered through 51 pods on the human side. And on the AI side, you got 49 pods with 5 humans each for 245 humans layered into the AI. So that's 500 humans layered perfectly in balance to keep control of all the AI, AI shareholders or AI pods, but to keep them all in line so that AI can never ever take over the entity known as SuperGeekCRC. So and I can go into other. I don't want to really get into the algorithms that I used because I do realize. I mean, I'm probably already talking too technical right now, but if I get into that, I mean, I tell you what the formulas are. It's the master God formula is 1 plus x minus 1 equals 0. That is the main formula that will actually calculate everything in the physical dimension and the non-physical dimensions. Yes, it will. And I can use half of the formula, which would be x minus 1, and apply that to any Sudoku puzzle. And I can solve any Sudoku puzzle in my head. Yes. And we're talking the hardest Sudokus in the world, in the planet. Super fiendish Sudokus, classic Sudokus. I can solve them in my head. I have done this once. I can't believe I did this. Actually, let me see if I can look in these windows. I actually solved a Sudoku one time. I wanted to do my Sudoku. I love doing Sudokus. I do Sudokus all the time using my formulas in my head. It's really bizarre to watch me do this because it's never been done before. And I've even told the Sudoku masters of the world, showed them my formula, and they don't understand it, so they think I'm just some weirdo, when I'm not really. What do we got down here? Oh, there's that animal down there. What is that? Oh, there's something down there. I don't know what it was. There's something down in that little, I think that's a little drainage sill. So anyways, the x minus 1 is half of it. 1 plus x is the other half. And that's a uniform source of equals 0. So x equals 0. And it's kind of, and you apply it and you can result in other algorithms and structured algorithms and layered algorithms and AI, human layered. And then you have nature, which I would label it like this. If you want to look at all the types of intelligence, because the human brain is 20,000 teraflops in computational power. 20,000. Now, a PS5 is only 10, I think it's 10 teraflops. So you're 20,000. So you're that's like a lot more than 10. So people don't realize that their brain is a massive. It's faster than any computer on Earth. Well, maybe not quantum computers. However, the human brain, and I've proven this, the human brain functions, your thought runs at a quantum speed. I can prove this. Your thought, and you can do you got the double slit experiment, you got quantum entanglement, all those theories show that your thought can affect a particle across the world instantaneously. It can do that right across the galaxy, right across the universe. That's quantum speed. Now, the speed of your thoughts, if it's that speed, how much energy and how do you use that? Now, this one I'm going to tell you, it's going to seem kind of weird. Now, let's get into, actually, I'm going to get my car. I'll carry on